Hi guys, welcome to my week 1 look. If you haven't seen it already, it's on screen now for your viewing pleasure. Week 1 was Avant Garde, and I love Avant Garde. I think it's a fascinating fashion thing, pretty much because it's boundaryless and you can do whatever you want. And I did pretty much whatever I wanted. I didn't really know what I wanted to do when we first saw it. I went and researched a load of stuff, looked at a load of Avant Garde fashion, kind of got what I wanted to do, which was this like fallen angel themed thing, like this gradient from like white to like burnt black where she'd fallen. So looked up to that, looked up some angel stuff, looked up these bits and pieces. There's no sketch process in this video because I sketched this whilst I was exporting videos for university, and recording and exporting at the same time can be a little bit hard on my laptop, but it's doing alright. I kind of designed this straight off. I knew I wanted this like big plume at the end of the dress. I knew I wanted lots of wings, I wanted eyes everywhere. So that's where that look came from. This is literally the first sketch, and I lined it very roughly. I knew I wanted to paint this look, so I wasn't too bothered about having neat lines because I'm just going to paint over most of them anyways. Like, I don't know if you see any of these lines in the end. One thing I will say with this look is I think I have mentioned in the subreddit before that one of my pet peeves is like looks that can't exist. It was my biggest gripe with the Fetish Couture challenge in last season, was just some of those looks, man. They can't, they're not real. And then I kind of went into this, which is a little over the top, obviously. I went a little bit ham. It's animated because I wanted to animate it. You know, it makes a good portfolio piece alongside being hopefully a good entry for this week. But obviously, for those of you, which I know there are a few, and it's me as well, that don't like the kind of like super unrealistic designs, like, it's fine to just like it. If I was to do it again, I would probably try and keep it a little more realistic. I got a little bit swept up in my ideas. I was like, I'm gonna do all this stuff, I'm gonna animate fire, and I didn't, because I was like, damn, no, that'd be bad. I mean, it'd probably look good, but it's not appropriate for the competition, obviously. So no animated fire. I did decide to paint this piece. I don't paint pieces very often. What you see is what I did for my audition look, entrance look, should actually call it, which is kind of fast, rough stuff. Where I'm at uni, I need to shit out work fast, so like spending time on stuff I don't always get a chance to do. I mean, I didn't even spend that long on this. I think the video before I sped this up was about 2 hours 20, and you can probably take a little bit off for pauses. I didn't edit out very well, and I edited out a lot of the long pauses because I didn't paint this all in, I didn't do it all in one session. I did the sketch and flat colours in one, and then I painted it over an evening, so I was getting up, eating dinner, things like that. And then the like finished stuff, like the eyes and things, I did today, Friday. I didn't record that because that was it's just tedious animating stuff. I mean, if people want to see it and I do another animated piece, you know, I'll record it for you guys. Generally speaking, it's pretty boring because it's just me drawing animated frames. So things I kind of wish I'd done a bit more on is a bit more work on the gold bodice, this gold feather bodice, but gold is not something I am expert at rendering, so I kind of did it roughly in a way that I liked how it like looked in the context of the entire piece. You know, I wanted to be able to keep the look of the bodice kind of simple, but I definitely could have spent more time painting it. With the wings, you'll notice that I pretty much paint them a different way for like each wing, and painting feathers is one of those things. You know, I change my mind how I want to do it like each time. Like every time I approach wings, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this a different way. So there's that. Obviously, so you know, I mentioned earlier about how it's not necessarily the most realistic look. Like, I think you could probably make like 80 90% of this look. You know, there'll probably be some structural differences, you know, the wings and stuff, but I think you could probably make most of it. And you could make wings with eyes in, but obviously they wouldn't be blinking. So, and you could probably make a dress, the end of a dress look singed and burnt and fiery, you know, almost definitely, but to the extent that this is probably not so much. You can see here I'm painting one of the back wings. These attach to the back and kind of like the lower back bodice area and flare out. The biggest challenge I definitely had was trying to figure out where to approach the headpiece from. Obviously I paint from back to front because obviously it's easier, even though I'm painting the front wing there a little bit, just because then you can paint over things where you need to and it's just easier to arrange stuff back to front. But figuring out where all the feathers were and like keeping it all neat was definitely not great, so I didn't detail these wings particularly efficiently, or that much. The reason she's got a dog mask, or like a growling wolfy mask thing on is just as a, I guess, an ode to the original angels. You know, if you actually look up any references of stuff, I'm not religious, but you know, angels weren't beautiful creatures. They were many-headed, weird, winged beasts with lots of eyes that judged humanity. And I wanted to kind of have that feel throughout the look, you know, this mask, this Anubis, one of my friends called it an Anubis angel, and I liked that feel for sure, that kind of deadly wolf feel. I suppose what I'll talk about a little bit is Winnie is a character. She is not me. If I was a drag queen, I would not be her. I am, you know, biologically female, so I would be a bi queen anyways. You know, and Winnie is different from me. You know, her character is supposed to, you know, she's competitive, she's completely thorough, like, she wants to win this, like, shit is a jam, she wants to love it, whereas like me in the comments, guys, you'll just find me being like, oh god, I'm not as good as you say I am. Can't take compliments. I'm so bad at it. But yeah, so I made Winnie when season 2 was going on because I wanted a drag queen with a different aesthetic to my own aesthetic. I mean, I love fashion, I love drawing fashion, you know, it's one of the reasons this will probably make quite a nice portfolio piece, it will fit in with the rest of my stuff. But like, if I was a queen, it'd probably be more like Max kind of stuff, but super pedestrian. So, but you know, I wanted to create a gown queen. I love drawing gowns. Obviously, I promise I'm not just gonna draw gowns all season. I will make an effort not to draw gowns all season. You know, there were people's concerns, and a couple of concerns about my entrance look where stuff was like over the top, and it hasn't gone away. It has not gone away. This look is just as over the top. I mean, it is avant garde, so I can get away with it a little bit. I mean, if I did it again, I would probably maybe go with an even more unconventional silhouette. I mean, I don't think it's the most conventional silhouette anyways, but it's still a gown, and I think I could push that silhouette further. You know, and what you can see me doing here is when I paint including the background, and then I realised that I needed to be able to clip the like glow, like mask it to the bits where it needed to be a lot easier than it was, and I was like, crap. So I had to erase it, and that meant repainting some of the dress and bits like that, but it went okay in the end. Like, most of the glow and stuff, like, it was pretty roughly done, just layers of different effects, just different layer types used to like build it up. Like, you can't see my layers because I clipped to the side, but this is all done on like one layer, and what I'll do is if I make any major edits, I'll duplicate and then merge them again so that everything's back to being on one layer, just because it's just easier for me to think like that and have it all in. It's just easier for blending. But yeah, that's my look. When I comment this in the thread, just leave me any questions and I'll answer them in next week's video.